So, good afternoon, everyone. Nice to see you all here. I wish you all warmly welcomed to beautiful Uusikaupunki and to our great and magnificent Uusikaupunki event. We are here to tackle multiplex global challenges of conflict, peace, development, and environment. We are all here as researchers, activists, decision makers, and citizens. So we are here all together. And let's not forget also the art gallery which is downstairs, so when you have time, please visit there as well. The idea is to create a relaxed and open discussion environment and to combine our forces. First of all, I would like to thank you all for being here. And I also want to thank especially the city of Uusikaupunki. Please take the Uusikaupunki brochures from the entrance. I also want to thank Uusikaupunki Peace Symposium. In person, I would like to thank Jaana Vasama, Leena Arvela-Helén, Tuomo Melasua, and of course, Atso Vainio. And all the organizers and participants equally. In order to conduct traditions, we have to create traditions. So let's hope that we are witnessing the first event of the series of events. Event of Uusikaupunki, that is organized in the future every second year. One more time, everybody, you are most warmly welcomed. And next, I would like to invite Mayor of Uusikaupunki, Atso Vainio.
Thank you, Karim. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, there are currently huge social, geopolitical, and also environmental problems in the world. Various studies and reports relating to climate change and, should I say, several international conflicts, all these raise expectations and clear need for researchers and scientists to find new measures in order to find solutions on these problems, which are also interlinked, as we all know, with one another. On a practical level, scientists are joining their know-how, creativity, and efforts in order to come up with concrete action. Numerous challenges are now present. We have escalation of war, military conflicts, climate crisis, and, should I say, overall problems in economy. And as these challenges are multifaceted, also the solutions clearly have to be brave and diverse. I would say, looking at all this, that it is once again of utmost importance to find ways to strengthen democracy and the implementation of the rule of law principle around the world. As we know, some 2/3, it's been estimated that some 2/3 of the world population live in countries which are, should I say, either authoritarian or countries where democracy is declining. And these countries obviously impose and create a threat, a security threat to others because of the authoritarian system. There's no free media, no perhaps fair elections, one-party system. These, unfortunately, tend to lead to problems which don't remain in those countries behind and within their own borders and boundaries, but reflect also the security situation elsewhere. The program in this event certainly looks promising, so I trust there will be a good opportunity here to see interesting presentations and participate in inspiring discussions and dialogue. So on behalf of Uusikaupunki town, I have the pleasure to welcome you all to this event, and I will now pass the word to Jaana Vasama, and she will tell us about the Peace Symposium, which we have already organized here 3 times, and there will be more. Jaana, please.
Dear Peace Research Association, Finnish Society for Development, Peace Union, ladies and gentlemen. It was year 2015 when architect of Uusikaupunki city Leena Arvela-Hellén called me and asked if I would be in town. She invited me immediately to meet Professor Wolfgang Lutz, who was in Uusikaupunki at the same time. I hadn't any hunch who is Wolfgang Lutz and why Leena wanted me to meet him. So I went without delay to meet him, and I found out that Wolfgang Lutz is founder and director of the Wittgenstein Center for Demography and Global Human Capital. He's also director in World Population Program in JASA in Austria and scientific director in Vienna Institute of Demography, and full professor of social and economic statistics in the Academy of Science in Austria. During 2 years, Professor Lutz has tried to inspire some Uusikaupunki people to organize some kind of event born with the history of Uusikaupunki and peace treaty made here 1721. His idea hasn't struck any chord during these meetings and years, and that's why Leena said me before the meeting that I should be honest and say to Professor that his idea about this event, Peace Symposium, is not worth carrying out. So, I met Professor Lutz, and here we are. In my opinion, his idea was brilliant. It's time to roll up our sleeves and come up with a new kind of event, I said, and we really executed. We made compromises and tried to improve and modify his ideas fit to Uusikaupunki and also Finnish culture. The first Peace Symposium was 2017, 2 years later, and it succeeded excellent. And the seed of the Peace Symposium was planted. Why Uusikaupunki? Of course, because of the Peace Treaty 1721, but there are also 2 other reasons. Lutz made his dissertation about Finland's population growth from the year 1721. And it's still the longest demographic research of population in any country in the world. Another reason is his wife. Professor Lutz has Finnish wife Johanna Uljas Lutz, and they have a little summer cottage on a little island in our archipelago. So, here they are every summer. It was also very important how we succeeded with the first symposium in Uusikaupunki. There were few who said that the event could also be in Tampere or in Espoo, but honestly, surely the only solution is to have it in Uusikaupunki, Finland's capital of peace. So, we decide to organize Peace Symposium every second year. Like I said the first one was 2017. And our goal was the year 2021, when it was the anniversary of the Uusikaupunki's Peace Treaty. The first symposium succeeded great because we had just the right partners. Peace Symposium's patron, President Tarja asked us to contact immediately with TAPRI. She said that we can't organize Peace Symposium without TAPRI. So our contact person in TAPRI has been all these years Professor Tuomo Melasua, and I need to say that his help has been significant. Thank you, Tuomo. And I want that, let's make applause. Because I know that without Tuomo, we wouldn't be here today too. So, now we have organized 3 international symposiums with 52 speeches and 63 speakers. Sometimes real life is more amazing than any fairy tale. Our Peace Symposium aim is to get people out of their own bubble. We want that different kind of people has possibility to meet each other equality, and they could have a real debate. We want to generate new networks between scientists, politicians, artists, and the ordinary citizens. And in my opinion, our Peace Symposium has 4 messages. The first one: science, research, and culture is made for the ordinary citizens. People has right to let know about the results of different science and researches. Second one: we need science, research, and culture to lead development our individual life and society. Third one: we need more interaction and conversation between different kind of people to come out from their own bubble. And the fourth one: peace is linked everyday life of every citizen. Every one of us has to take our own responsibility to create peace. It's not something outside of me. And this is very important, especially nowadays when the world is so little, that we have here in Uusikaupunki people from all over the world. In our car factory, Valmet Automotive, workers are speaking over 70 different languages. And every of us has a little bit different way to understand what means these kind of words like peace, responsibility, respect, equality, and safety. When we had the first symposium, Peace Symposium 5 years ago, nobody was speaking about peace. Nobody. And today we understand, fortunately, that we need to speak about peace every day and with everybody. We need to educate and inform where to find facts when we are living among this information where it's difficult to find out what is the truth. Finally, let me say a few words about future. So, next year, from 17th to 19th August, we'll have here in the same hall the 4th Peace Symposium. Our main theme will be Estonia. We'll execute our program with TAPRI, Finnish Academy of Sciences, Estonian Academy of Sciences, Åbo Academy, and Tuklas Society, and many other partners. And next year we'll have also first time one special day for children, Kids Peace Symposium. And every one of you are very welcome to also participate in our symposium. Today, I'm very happy that you have found your way to Uusikaupunki. It's a great idea to have this event every second year here in Uusikaupunki. Because of history, we know that small city can be much bigger than its size when we speak about its role to make conversations. Uusikaupunki Peace Treaty is case in point. Like I said, 2017, nobody was speaking about peace. And today, everybody wants to speak about peace. We need to conversation, we need to research, and we need to understand that we need everybody to participate in this dialogue. It's not only for the scientists, it's not only for the politicians. Every of us has responsibility to create peace around us. He or she sows hope, reaps peace. This is our work, and we can do it when we do it together. Thank you. And I want also to say that Professor Lutz sent very much greetings to you all, and he was very happy also about this event. And one thing from the techniques there behind, when you want to take speech from the public, so please use the microphones, so that those who are looking this from the streaming, so they can hear too. Because if you don't use, they don't hear your question. You need to say it again. So, but welcome.
And next I would like to ask Chairperson of the Peace Union, Tarja Cronberg, on stage. Thanks.
Thank you. And for the Peace Union, welcome. I think we all feel that this is probably the very time where we have to break these bubbles, we have to work together, and we have to find ways how to do it. And I therefore congratulate Rauhanpuolustajat and also Uusikaupunki for this great idea to have a peace symposium here at the capital of peace, and also to having invited us to be part of it. I would like to go into the subject matter a little bit. What are we going to speak about? Not in order to guide it or to provide some ways how to do it, it's up to you. But from my work, I would like to define 3 challenges for how to combine peace activism, peace research, and also peace politics in today's world. My background is, I am probably the incarnation of this idea of integration. I am a peace activist as a chair of the Peace Union. I am a peace researcher. I used to be the director of the Copenhagen Peace Research Institute. I work at SIPRI, the Stockholm Peace Research Institute, today also at CMI, the Crisis Management Initiative, the Martti Ahtisaari Foundation. So, and I was a security politician. So I hope I have some idea of this combination. But first I would like to tell you something about my own experience in research and in trying to combine it with activism. And both of them deal with Russia and our problems with Russia today. First of all, in 2000 and 1990, it was after the Cold War. I had studied technology in everyday life, and I had my doctorate in this in Denmark, and then all the economists said to me that, why do you study technology in everyday life? Technology into everyday life, it comes from the military. So I started a project was financed by the Danish Technical University to look at the military, how much technology in everyday life comes from the military. It turned out that the Cold War ended at the same time, so our process was turned to looking at how Russia and the US cope with this transformation. And I was especially engaged in Russia, in Perm, with the military industries there. I went to the military chiefs and asked how they wanted to carry out this transformation from military industries and militarization of the society into a more peaceful society. I visited them, and sometimes there was a director who told me, oh, we have just got these pamphlets in English about our military equipment, military rocket launches. Could you take them to Denmark and introduce the Danish industry to they could work with us? And I think this explains the chaos that was in Russia at the time. The military industries were moved to the civilian industries, and everybody was trying desperately to do something and to convert to civilian industries. I wrote a book on this, on transformation of Russia from military to civilian industries, and I must say that at the time, the military industry from 1090 to 2001, where I made the measurements, was reduced to 20%, from 100% to 20%. Today we see a tremendous modernization, new technologies, new investments, new modernization of nuclear weapons. My second experience was right after this. I became the maakuntajohtaja, the regional leader of North Karelia, a border region in Finland. And of course, I thought that this is the ideal case. Now I'm here in North Karelia, I can use a lot of EU money. We can all see how we can cooperate across the border. Also, there was this idea in Europe at the same time that Europe without borders, Europe without divides. At that time, in the end of the 90s, it was really the idea that now we are one huge community and this should be supported. So, financed by the EU, also by Russia, also by Finland, we actually developed cross-border cooperation. We established a Euro region together with the Karelian Republic, the North Karelia, Kainuu, and North Ostrobothnia, and worked together on the administrative side. We developed common policies for the regional development of both sides. We looked at information technologies. Rock groups came out back and forth, and there was really this kind of dialogue, understanding, and so forth. And today, a wall is going to be built on the Finnish-Russian border. It is forbidden for anyone working before with this Euro region to meet each other across the border. There's complete standstill. Nothing happens, nothing can happen. And I just visited the Joensuu University for some time ago to celebrate the Karelian Research Institute's 25 years. And actually, it was said that the university can no longer have contacts with the Petrovskoy University, where there were intensive contacts all around. So we are actually experiencing the opposite of dialogue, the opposite of exchange. And I must say that both of my experiences converting the military industry and opening the border to a soft border, they are actually today out of the order. They no longer exist. Now, how can we deal with this situation? I think everybody here is to meet and discuss what can we do together. What is the possibility of peace research, peace activism, and also peace politics? I will try to come up with some proposals, but first I would like to say one thing. I'm sure that most of you are very pessimistic and you think these are terrible times and this is the worst case and how come we end it here and what will happen next. Now, there's a very optimistic message from one peace researcher, Anne Harrington de Santana, who a couple of years ago studied all nuclear disarmament agreements that have been made since the Hiroshima. And her conclusion is, at the worst of times, the best treaties come out. So the best treaties don't, on nuclear disarmament in this case, don't come up when there's sort of cooperation, when there's opening up among borders. It actually comes up when the danger is the worst. So in this optimistic note, I would like to quote 3 proposals for cooperation between activism and research. First of all, there's today a lot of discussion about the conceptual problems. What is our goal? And there are different visions. One is human security, another is common security. There's the question of peace building. And I really appeal to the research in this conference room to actually try to see if research could clarify some of the differences between these concepts, actually so that we could maybe find something in common where we always refer to one of these or to a totally new one. My second point is about deterrence. Actually, the military side is guided by fear. And I think we can also see that Finland, at least seen from the Danish, I live in Denmark, so seen from the Danish side, the Finnish NATO debate has actually been sort of filled with fear, and the idea of this expansion of NATO support is not because we want to do something good, but because we fear. And deterrence is about fear, pelote. And we can see today that, and now I quote my own field, the nuclear weapon states, the 9, and particularly the 5, who are allowed to have nuclear weapons, they say that deterrence creates peace. That peace is actually created by all these countries having nuclear weapons, having the second strike capability, and instead of saying we would all appeal to approve a no first use policy, because if everybody approved of a no first use of nuclear weapons, then we might have peace. But this is not possible, they say, because there needs to be some kind of ambiguity about the nuclear threats. So we are finding that their theory is that deterrence is about peace and creates peace. Now, and here I am very grateful for the researchers who have done the research on that already the existence of nuclear weapons is a danger, that already the fact that there are accidents which have been documented, research has been done, actually shows that there's danger, even if the nuclear weapon states claim that peace is created by deterrence. And I would like to point out to you that there is actually now a new treaty, a treaty to prohibit nuclear weapons. And this is created by the fact that so many non-nuclear states actually felt that the idea of peace and deterrence was not compatible. And my last comment is about isolation and humiliation. I think we all probably sometimes when we think about wars, think about the German humiliation. I think, and this is not opportune to say today, I know, that you risk becoming Putin's friend, but I think also we must be careful about the Russian humiliation. The question is that countries that become isolated, they develop nuclear weapons and they threat with nuclear weapons. So if you want to try to avoid war, we at least have to think about the question of humiliation and what effects it has. And if we say that the peace movement has the goal of dialogue, exchange, and negotiations, that diplomacy is the way to peace, not military action, then we have to take this question of isolation also seriously. I will end here, and I will be following your discussion with great interest. Thank you.